This Carmelo Anthony situation is definitely a weird case, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of talk and discourse around it, and it's just like gone insanely viral, tragic situation, and I just want to talk about it a little bit here today.
A star athlete in Frisco, Texas, killed after getting stabbed after a confrontation with another student. Tonight, another student is in custody as well. Here's what we know so far. 17-year-old Austin Metcalf was at ULI championship track meet Wednesday morning. According to investigators, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was allegedly told Metcalf was sitting in the wrong seat when he pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf in the heart. His twin brother tried to save him, but he later died at the hospital.
Okay, so basically what happened was two kids, they had a track meet. One kid is sitting under the tent. The other kid say, yo, you under the tent that you're not supposed to be at. I need you to get up out of here. First kid said, yo, touch me and see what happened. That boy touched him. He said, punch me, see what happened. I don't know what happened after that, but all I know, somebody got poked in a place that you do not want to be poked at, and unfortunately that man passed away. My condolences to the family. Very tragic situation. I'm not trying to make light of it at all, but it's just the facts of the situation. Now, the complete facts of this situation hasn't come out yet. I'm just going based off of like what we're hearing as more news comes out and stuff like that. But like I said, the discourse is crazy, and a lot of the comments I've seen on the situation is like a little bit like outrageous, because unfortunately, yes, a child did lose his life, but you gotta look at the context of the situation, right? Just based off the facts right now, we know Austin put his hands on Karmelo first. In Texas, where they live, it's not exactly necessary that you have a duty to retreat. You can stand your ground, which is a pretty stupid law, but it sucks for the situation because that means you don't have to try to defuse or de-escalate a situation. You can just stand your ground and low-key progress it. But some of the comments that we're seeing, the first one I would like to point out is a lot of people saying it's not about race, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, I think as soon as you say it's not about race, it immediately becomes about race, because the fact that you even had to say that just says a lot. Like, this is a situation between two kids. Like, if it was two white kids or two black kids, it probably wouldn't have gotten as much attention. But for the fact that it's a black kid versus white kid, that's why it's blowing up so much, because of all the comments that we're talking about it. So some of the other comments that we've been seeing is, oh, why would Karmelo have a knife? Now, my brother in Christ, I don't know where you live at, but one, a knife is a utility tool, right? You can use it for many different things. Two, it could be used for protection. Like, let's say Karmelo had to walk home sometimes and like you gotta walk at dark at night. You telling me you don't want no protection while it's dark at night? Come on, bro. But I don't think that it was in the actual school. It was at a track meet, so obviously they on a field or whatever. It's like there's a lot of different reasons to have a knife. I can ask you like why do people shoot up schools, and that would solve why he like has a knife. I don't see the big issue with him having a knife, because like I said, it's a utility tool. I bet you like if we go outside and ask some random person, they might have a pocket knife too. You're not gonna ask them why they had a knife. But yeah, another big question I've been seeing is like, why was he at another team's tent? Mind you, these are kids in high school, right? So there's a number of reasons why he could have been at another person's tent. Like maybe he had friends at the other school. I don't know if that ever crossed somebody's mind or anything like that, but shit, that could just be one. Or maybe for the fact that it's raining, which is a big part to play in this case, because the murder weapon, they put a little tarp over it so that the rain would not make the blood on the weapon go away. So like it was raining. It's in the police report that it was raining. So if you're trying to escape the rain, kind of makes sense. Also, I just thought of something I forgot to mention. Apparently it wasn't even a knife. It was those things you use to sharpen cleats, but don't quote me on it. We'll see when like this shit goes to trial and shit like that. Another big question I've been seeing is, why didn't he tell somebody? Why didn't Karmelo Anthony tell somebody that he was getting harassed by Austin and his twin brother? His twin brother was there, by the way. And to that I would say, why weren't they being supervised at a school event? I think that should have been de-escalated quicker. Unfortunately, it's not. Teachers or coaches were probably caught up in doing the track event, so unfortunately, even if he could go get somebody, I feel like that would have de-escalated the situation. But like when you are being confronted like that's not your first instinct, you know, that would have been an appropriate response, but it's something we can't change in this situation. Another thing I've been seeing is people saying, hey, this did not need to end in a murder, which I do agree with. Like, it's no good day when a child loses their life. It is a terrible day, especially for the parents and everybody involved. Like 2 lives were changed that day. Well, not just 2, like everybody's lives were changed like that. 2 families. So it should not have ended in murder, but it's something that we can't really change. Now, another thing I've been seeing, people saw Karmelo Anthony and was like, yo, I bet you he didn't have a father in his life, blah, blah, blah. Didn't have a good like living situation, and that's why he did this shit. Whole time, Karmelo Anthony, he's a very good student. He got a father. He got more than most people. He living a good life, which brings me to state like reputation. Like the reputation of Austin and Karmelo are 2 different reputations. So from what I hear, these are just rumors. They'll be substantiated in the evidence of the trial whenever it goes to trial. But the rumors are Austin and his twin brother have a reputation of being bullies. They try to push their weight around, throw their dick around, stuff like that. And the things we heard about Karmelo Anthony, he's a 4.0 student. He never got in trouble a day in his life. Legal trouble, at least. From that standpoint, facts are like leaning low-key in Carmelo's favor, because it's like he was just like probably a scared kid getting pressed, and he didn't know what else to do. So I think that is a big role in what happened that day. But yeah, like this situation just got even crazier when his bond got reduced. It was at $1 million. Now it's at $250,000, which is a dramatic decrease. Why do I have these on? Hold up. But yeah, it just reignited all these conversations, and like people just saying, hey, he's a murderer. Why are you defending a murderer? Blah, blah, blah. The whole time, some of these people also defended George Zimmerman and Kyle Rittenhouse. And George Zimmerman, he's the guy who killed Trayvon Martin. Young man, like, I don't think he was 18, back in like 2012. And Kyle Rittenhouse, that's something a little bit more recent within the past 5 years. He's a guy, actually, let me just play a clip to like refresh your memory, because I'm not even sure that I remember exactly what he did. All I know is that I saw pictures of him going around with an AR.
But breaking news, just in this hour 18, we now know the charges against 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse. 1 count of first-degree reckless homicide, which carries a prison sentence of up to 60 years. 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide. 1 count of attempted first-degree intentional homicide. And 1 count of possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18. He's also facing 2 counts of recklessly endangering safety.
Let's just be honest, if he was black doing the same thing, he would have been shot down immediately. He's a dangerous hazard. That's how it would have been seen. And yeah, you can say it's not about race all you want, but the fact of the matter, like, if he was black, that shit wouldn't happen. I don't care. Like, you can say what you want to say. But yeah, I went a little off topic, but like about the bond thing, people were really upset about that. I don't think 1 million was a usual typical bond for somebody who's never had any priors, don't have a history or anything like that of violence. I don't know what the usual bond is for murder. Y'all can tell me in the comment section, but I do believe like 1 million is a little crazy, especially for the fact that like this kid, he's a kid, bro. Like what else he gonna do? He gonna run on his own? Like, be for real, bro. But yeah, like people was upset at that. People was upset that like Austin, his family, they had a GoFundMe for obvious reasons, and Karmelo Anthony also had a GoFundMe for obvious reasons. Like he needs legal defense against like what's going on and stuff like that. But people were upset that people were like giving money to a murderer. That's what they were saying. And it's just like, regardless of how upset you are, like really it's none of your business. Damn. Am I bad for saying that? Maybe. If people want to support them, people support them. There are worse people on the internet that people still gave their money to, like EDP. That one shorty that killed her kids. Allegedly, she didn't get convicted of it or whatever. There's a school shooter on TikTok that has a platform. Like, these people have platforms and people are still supporting them for some reason. There's a lot of bad people who still get supported, but this child who may or may not have defended himself is getting persecuted for like trying to seek legal counsel, which every U.S. citizen has a right to do. They have a right to legal counsel to defend himself in the court of law. I might sound a little shrewd saying all this shit, but these are just like the way I perceive these things. Cause like, unfortunately, y'all want to say it's not about race. It's always about race, bro. It's always about race. And unfortunately, that's not going to change anytime soon. Like, it sucks. That's just the way it is. After the altercation that they had, Karmelo did voice, like, I don't want to say concern, because he was asking like, yo, is he going to be okay? Blah, blah, blah. Like stuff like that. I was defending myself, saying stuff like that. And to me, it shows remorse, but it's like kids that they often make decisions and they don't think about the decisions. They don't think about what will happen once they do the things that they decide to do. He may regret it, but it's too late now. Like, he gotta deal with the repercussions of his actions, unfortunately. And Austin also had to deal with the repercussions of his actions in this situation, because if he never would have walked up to Karmelo Anthony in the first place and tripped about where Carmelo Anthony was sitting, he would still be alive right now. That's just the fact of the matter.
You need to leave.
If Carmelo Anthony wouldn't have, like, you know, decided to pull out a knife and stab him, or like maybe just decided to call over an adult to help him out in the situation, Austin will still be alive right now. But kids, they just don't make good decisions sometimes. I don't know. I feel like I did not like do the situation justice. I probably didn't speak on it like with care and stuff like that, but I feel like sometimes you just gotta like say it how you want to say it, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like this is like real. This is shit that a lot of people live through, a lot of people see, and it's just not being televised or publicized to this extent. So it's like, it sucks that 2 kids got their life ruined, or 1 kid got his life ruined, 1 kid got his life taken, but that's just the way life goes sometimes. What do you think about this situation? Let me know in the comment section. Hopefully you're not as, I want to say racist in the comment section, you know what I'm saying? Like hopefully you can show some form of critical thinking in the comment section. But this is a very sad and tragic situation. RIP to Austin. Condolences to his family. But hopefully we can all learn from this experience. Okay, so a week after recording, I do feel like a lot of the stuff I said in this video does still stand. Like, I don't think there was a lot of major facts in this case that was released to make me think otherwise. But one thing that I did believe was worth a mention was Austin Metcalf's father and how he responded to the situation. Because, like, he initially gave a statement. I did not include it in this video, but you can go look it up about, like, how he feels on the situation. Like, yeah, he is sad because, you know, that was his son that passed away. And he said that he does not hold any resentment towards the kid because the kid is gonna hopefully fall victim to justice, as like you would hope if your child was taken from you. And like the real reason I was saying that like Austin Metcalf's father is really respectable is because how he handled a situation where someone was trying to use this Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony situation to perpetuate a race war. And one of the things that Austin Metcalf's father said in his first initial statement was, hey, this isn't about race. And I know I said that this is about race throughout the video, but that's just how I feel about the matter. Because like I said, if it wasn't a black kid and a white kid, it wouldn't have been as publicized as it is now. But how he handled that situation with the person trying to use this as a way to further a race war is like, bro, don't even come in my face with that bullshit. Like, you wilding out right now. And I'm gonna put the clip so that you can understand the situation. But after seeing that, there's just so much underlying respect for Austin Metcalf's father in that situation, and I just wanted to include that in this video because I do feel like that's worth a mention.
Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you've chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today.
Are you done?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk. Of my son, let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir.
What? Stop it. Get some help.